with a statement saying that Patel's girlfriend required SWAT protection because, quote, as a direct result of her relationship with Director Patel, she's facing more than a dozen active death threats. According to the New York Times, as a result of the article, the FBI began investigating whether the reporter crossed the line into stalking and even went so far as to comb through bureau databases for any potential information on her that would warrant further investigation. The reporter allegedly contacted the subject of the story, Patel's girlfriend, and they had one off-the-record phone call and exchanged emails but never met in person. The reporter also spoke with numerous other people who worked with or knew her, which is all standard practice for thorough reporting. A person briefed on the matter tells the Times DOJ officials ultimately determined there was no legal basis to proceed. I want to get some perspective now from former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. Does it make sense to you that the FBI director's girlfriend would be given extensive protection in the first place, or that the Bureau would investigate the New York Times writer who reported on it?
Well, neither of those things make sense to me. It's not this is something I've never seen happen before, where somebody other than the protectee, and in this case, the protectee, of course, is the director of the FBI, receives a security detail. I can tell you when I was the acting director of the FBI, I had the detail for that 3-month period, and they did not protect my wife or my children. If they were traveling with me, they could get into the car that I was driven around in, but when they went about their business and my wife went to work every day, the detail didn't do anything for her. That's standard procedure. I don't know how today's FBI and Kash Patel's office specifically rationalizes doing this. It seems like it's probably contrary to federal regulations. But in terms of the reporter's activity, Anderson, I worked under Eric Holder, and Eric Holder changed the DOJ's guidelines for conducting investigations involving media people and tightened them up significantly. And since that time, it's been the rule that you cannot conduct any investigative activity targeted at a journalist or a journalistic entity because of news gathering activity. So news gathering activity is absolutely off limits. And that, from reading this article, seems to me to be all that this reporter did.
Yeah, I mean, the question of a New York Times reporter stalking the subject of an article, it's pretty much inconceivable. I mean, it doesn't even pass the laugh test.
It's absurd. It's absurd. How many stalkers, contact their victim and they have a nice conversation that's off the record, and then they exchange emails with each other? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's not stalking to contact someone when you're going to write an article about them. In fact, I feel like she kind of went, she went pretty far to make sure that what she was doing is transparent with the subject of the article. So it's not stalking in anybody's book.
And so an investigation like this, if Kash Patel, I'm not sure who would have initiated it. It would hard to be imagined that it wouldn't have come from Kash Patel, or I guess. But can the director of the FBI initiate just something like this on their own?
Well, I've never seen anything quite like this before, so I don't have a whole bunch of cases that I could say to you here. But I will say that we know from the article, the Times article, that the investigative activity, the interest in opening a case on this reporter, was not coming from a field office. It was actually coming from people who work at FBI headquarters. So the idea that someone at headquarters was trying to open a criminal case in which the girlfriend of the FBI director was the alleged victim in that case, and that was not known to the director of the FBI, inconceivable. There's absolutely no chance that Kash Patel did not know about what was happening there.
Andrew McCabe, appreciate you being on. Thanks very much. Coming up, we're going to take you to the Arctic Circle on this Earth Day to see where scientists are studying temperatures rising here 7 to 8 times faster than the rest of the planet. Also later, we'll show you some Earth shine as seen from the Orion spacecraft. And yes, I had to look up what Earth shine is, and we'll tell you. That's next.
Zepbound may help in your weight loss journey. Once weekly Zepbound helps adults with obesity lose weight and keep it off.